In this video, I'm going to explain you the first poetry in grade 9 English. Let's get started. First, let us see the poetic lines, then we go for the summary of it. The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better climb, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as far that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads unto way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Okay, now we go to the summary of it. Let's see the first stanza. Two roads diverged in a wood, yellow wood. Here wood refers to forest and yellow wood refers to forest that is filled with dry leaves. Autumn season, dry leaves. One day the poet was travelling in a forest. There he was stopped because the road was divided into two different roads, different ways. And now he had to take only one path to go. And I sorry I could not travel both. And he says to himself, he could not travel on both the ways, so that he has to choose one way, which this one or this one. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. And being a traveller, he was looking at both the roads. Which one is good, this or this? Which one would be safer? Which one would be comfortable to him? He was looking at both the things. As far as he could, he was analyzing both the ways. To where it bent in the undergrowth, he saw where the road leads. He saw that. Then took the other, and then he examined the second road, just as fair. And second road was also looking like the first road, and having perhaps the better climb, some extra advantages. And he thought that the second road has some better advantages, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Because that road, the second road, was full of grass, full of leaves, and wanted wear. It had to be travelled by somebody. The first road that was clean, which was travelled by a lot of people, and second road was looking filled with full of leaves, so that he understood that nobody has travelled in that way. Though as far that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And he was thinking what to choose, this one or this one. This road is travelled by everybody, so that the road looks clean and somewhat busy road. Second road is not used by anybody, so that it is filled with dry leaves. He had to choose one road. As both that morning equally lay, in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. So he was examining both the way, and then he decided to use the second way, which is less used. The one which is used by a lot of people, and the second one which is used by lesser people. And he decided to use the second one. Yet, and he kept his first step for another day in his travel. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, he did not know where it leads to. But he knew one thing as a traveller, he knew that if he started travelling, then the road would lead him to somewhere, to a better place. I doubted I should ever come back. When he started his travel, he had a doubt whether he should come back and choose the first road which is used by everybody. But he used the second way, successfully used it, and that made some difference in his life. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. He says, I shall be telling this with a great sigh to somebody else in the future. Somewhere ages and ages, when he was a kid or a man, boy, somewhere ages and ages ago, I had a chance between two roads. One is used by all the people and one is used by lesser people. Probably nobody. I prefer the second road, and that made all the differences in my life. He would be saying this to somebody in the future. Poetry by Robert Frost. This is the literal meaning of the poetry. But there is something else. The poet is trying to convey something else to us. Let's see what is that. Here, the road, two roads dividing from the forest, that refers to choices in our life. The forest is a life. The man that, yes, absolutely, we are the people, and we are, the forest refers to our life. Sometimes life gives us choices to be taken, and most probably people are taking the choice which is comfortable to them. You know about the words friend zone, safe zone, comfortable zone. As people are more comfortable with the things that they are doing, they are not taking risks in their life. So that what happens? A lot of people are traveling in the same way which is traveled by others, so that their life is the same until the end of it. But some people, they choose something else in their life, and that gives a great success in their life. Not everybody, but to some people, those who are taking a different way, thinking differently and choosing a different way and going in that way with a strong determination, that gives them success in their life. So life is all about taking chances and choosing, selecting our options. Let's say, for example, Sachin Tendulkar, once he got failed in his SSLC examinations, and he was told by others that you are a failure. But he had another option, and he selected cricket over his studies, and he went there and he became a star. Now we know everybody. Now everybody knows about Sachin Tendulkar and his great success in his life. By the way, he completed his studies. He wrote exam and he completed his studies later. That's a different story. Okay. To further clarifying this, I am telling you one story that will clarify. That will talk for the poet. See, once there was a man, uneducated fellow. He applied for a clerk post in a MNC company, multinational corporation. He went for the interview. As he did not know how to read and how to write, he was rejected from the job. So he went out. Out of the company, he found when he came out of the company, he found there were no shops outside, no tea shops. The people, those who were working in the company, they came out for having some refreshment, but nothing is available. So he decided to open a small tea shop in the opposite of this MNC. He opened it, and it was going very well for 6 months. And then he wanted to set up, establish his tea shop into a little big size hotel. He did it. Again, it was a great success. After 2-3 years, he was getting very good revenue from there. So that he wanted to get some loan from a bank and to establish one great restaurant over there. So that he applied for loan, and a bank officer came there for some inquiry purpose. He came and he gave form to be filled by the hotel owner. The hotel owner said, "No, I don't know how to fill it." The bank employee, he was wondering, and he said, "See, you don't even know how to read and how to write, how to fill this form. Then, but you have this huge hotel. I wonder if you know how to read and write, where would you be?" For that, the hotel owner, he said, "I would be a clerk in the company which is opposite to my hotel." So this is a story. You know what I am trying to tell in this. He thought differently, so that he set up a tea shop and he did his works properly. He took the second road, which is traveled by lesser people, and he worked hard. Finally, he made a great success in his life. That is the power of thinking differently and choosing a different path, and because of working very hard in your life, you can achieve things in your life. Okay, this is the summary of this poetry. I hope you all understood this. Thank you.